What's up, big bruh? I told you I was coming. These were the words internally uttered by the stylist Adrien Broner tonight after defeating Floyd Mayweather hopeful and Ashley Theophane. Before I get started, I'd like to introduce myself for those who have not watched this channel. My name is Eric Bradley, aka The Real Fight Doctor, and there is no other on this level. And if you know me, you'll understand what I mean by this. But tonight I will break this fight down about what went on tonight with the Ashley Theophane and Adrien the Problem Broner fight. There are a lot of different scenarios that went on in this fight outside of Adrien Broner clinically breaking Ashley Theophane down. So, when you speak to Adrien the Problem Broner, his skill set, he was coming into the ring and he was going to make sure that he proved something to his big brother, which is in Floyd Mayweather. He was bitter, he was focused, and he was training on the East Coast, where the dog pound truly originated from. And I just want to make that clear. This is not about East Coast, West Coast, but it's about where it originated from. The dog pound. And when I say dog pound, when you go to Virginia, where the likes of the sweet peas of the world started and came from, bred as amateur, the amateur pedigree in this realm is just on a different level. Not just East or West Coast, but globally. Coming up, these guys' skill set, they are of a different breed. The reason why is because tribes landed in this country hundreds of years ago and they were divided. So we're talking about not just people, we're talking about tribes. And if you go to the DC area, Baltimore area, on the East Coast, and if you haven't been over on the East Coast, if you go there, you will find out. Even Floyd Mayweather acknowledged the difference in the coaching systems. Now, you must understand, one thing I love about the West Coast is that they have an immense method of schooling, which is complementary of one another. So one is strong in one thing and one is strong in the other. So that's why American boxing reigned so supreme for so many decades. But trust me, it'll be back on top from bantamweight to heavyweight soon enough. But back on the Ashley Theophane and the Broner fight. One thing that Ashley Theophane wanted to do is prove something to his brother Floyd. That he would be able to overcome Floyd's worst ally at this point in time. Ashley Theophane wanted to carry the weight of the TMT brand. And what Adrien Broner wanted to do is prove that without him and Floyd being retired, that the only thing that TMT stands for is not enough top level fighters to fight guys like me on this level. So Floyd Mayweather ate a lot of crow tonight. Now let's get to the skill sets. So if you like boxing skill sets, I'm about to break it down. What Ashley Theophane lacked in the ring tonight. Alright, first thing. He showed that he was taught all the things that he was needing to know. Movement around the ring, shuffling. He used angles minimally, but he used them. But the things that he lacked, the timing that he lacked, the things that necessary to know when you're fighting against someone. In the midst of the moment, it looks different on the outside of the ring. But when you're on the inside of the ring, one thing must be prominent. When you're fighting a guy that's clinical, quick, strong, you must keep him off balance. So the angles must be always displayed. He didn't turn Adrien enough. He stood in there consistently fisticuffs, body shots, using the right hand to the body. He was really attacking the hip bones. And if you haven't been hit by a hip shot, people, let me explain to you, because I'm a coach. When you get hit to the hip, it hurt for several weeks. When you get hit multiple times, I mean, that is unexplanatory. You don't walk the same for a while. So, he was doing that quite well. But the thing about it, he's lacked the straight shots to the solar plex. And the solar plex shot truly take the gas out. Ashley is hook heavy, like most power, brood, walk forward fighters. He's just methodically a heavy pump, 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 pump. Where Broner is sharp, short. Ashley didn't throw enough short punches, and he didn't throw enough straight punches. And that will always lose to a fighter who throws straight down the pipe, because I don't care how fast you're driving around that corner. The quickest point from A to B is straight. And Adrien Broner threw straight shots. And when we're talking about linear movements, it's like bicep curls or shoulder press. It's a linear movement, which is straight. So even his hook is A, B. A, B. Not to be speaking of Adrien Broner, but A, B. Point A to point B. Body shot. Point A to point B. Adrien Broner's shots were linear movements. Straight. Even when he throwing the hook, it's straight. Ashley Theophane throws it around. Hooks. That's why I tell you, when you come to master boxing, this is where you get your masters in boxing. And there is no other on this level. Over 100 degrees, stuck right in here. Delivered right through here. He didn't punch and he didn't turn. Whenever you throw a punch, you can't be in the same place after that punch. Fighters are taught this, but this is something that has to be drilled into the mindset. Elevated your IQ, taking you from who you were to the new being. You're sort of like an alien. You look like a human being, but you have transcendent powers like an alien. The wherewithal to be inside of that ring, toe-to-toe, fisticuffs, but the other guy not knowing exactly why he's off. He never kept Adrien Broner off. He landed the punches he wanted to land most of the time. He hit Adrien Broner to the hips. He hit him to the head with hooks. He turned, he moved around when he got exhausted, but he didn't know how to put it together the right way. Nate from Floyd Mayweather's gym from the '96 Olympics is his coach. He worked with him. He got him prepared for this fight. So what does that say about Nate? What it says is, you can know these things. Nate wants him to give and do these things, but you must be able to communicate these things to a fighter. And whenever a fighter cannot hear you clearly when the fight is going on, it's saying there's a disconnect, like a bad relationship. A chick who's looking for another, you know what I'm trying to say, and you're trying your best to do the right thing by her, but she's consistently looking for another. And that's the same thing that happens when a coach cannot teach the necessary algorithm to a fighter. Like in my camp, if you're a tall fighter, you must know how to fight tall, but you must know how to get low and work pop, pop, pop. Quick, sharp, move, in, out, touch, bounce, slide, crack 'em, stick around, move, in, out. All of these things must be a part of a fighter's arsenal. And that's why when it comes to elite level coaching, you must be taught well. You must be one of the type people that understand and don't get emotional in the moment. And one of the last and final things that Ashley Theophane lacked is the ability to hook off the jab. And when I speak to you guys, let me wet my whistle, about the hook off the jab. You can't have a long sticking jab and then expect to get the hook off. Actually, Theophane knows how to hook off the jab because I saw it materialize, but he never mastered the science of touching them. It's what we call a throwaway. A throwaway is the pop. And if you've watched my posts long enough, if you're not, you need to go back, because like I said, this is where you get your masters in boxing. I throw the jab out there just to blind you. And before you know it, whop, that is cane. It's already touched you to the temple or to the chin. And it only takes 3 pounds of pressure to knock a person out. Boom, pop, and you're out of there. It's like a double jab. Boom, pop. But you can't commit to the jab. It's a throwaway. Boom, pop. And if you're ever in the corner against me, you're going to lose. 100% chance. My boxing IQ is above Einstein. So whenever I speak to these things, it's not because I'm just talking. I'm not a talking head. I've already walked this walk. 15 champions I've walked the aisle with. So people reach out and try to attack and come and pull me into their camps. I hated to see some of these things. It bothered me immensely to see Adrien Broner beat a guy that was truly able to beat him. I wanted to speak to these things because I understand the stance that Floyd Mayweather is in right now, and I understand where Adrien Broner stands. A lot of things have come against him, and he had to prove something to get something out of all of this debacle that's going on around him. His idol turned against him. The law has turned on him and coming to get him. He's hit a bottom, and now he's able to turn things around on some level. Floyd Mayweather just got called out by Adrien Broner because Adrien Broner is emotional. But Adrien Broner knows one thing. He can't whoop Floyd, but his testosterone is telling him, you know, I want to get in the ring, at least sparring with you. And that's what he said after the fight. I couldn't speak to it because I was in a place where there were a lot of people watching the fight, so I couldn't truly hear it. But what I took from that is that Adrien Broner knows that this is a time he can truly cash in because he really needs money. Because if you take $8,000, you can't pay a guy $12,000, $10,000, whatever that bet was that he was bowling in that got him in a position where he's going to get arrested. Well, that's saying you don't have the money under control like you say you do. And anything with Floyd is a revenue builder. So Floyd Mayweather, of course, laughed it off. He has to eat crow because Adrien Broner came away as a winner tonight, even though the fight was stopped a little prematurely. And if you don't think so, leave your comments down below. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, if he knew how to hook off the jab, attack the solar plex, boom, boom, with the linear shot straight, and stop looping everything, punch and turn, straight shots to the face, straight shot to the body, algorithms of a fighter, turns, shots, short, quick, pop, pop, he would have been in a much better place. My name is Eric Bradley, and I thank you guys for watching. And right now, you're watching Master Boxing. And this is where we break the fight world down, baby. Round by round. Continue to read and listen to MB Sports Media out at MasterBoxingLLC.com. This is where you get your masters in boxing. Theophane Broner. Floyd Broner? Maybe so. Leave your comments down below. So long.